What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is inside the home Germany versus USA. Feli from Germany. Obviously we checked out Feli from Germany before. It's Germany versus USA, but we're coming in with the British version.
Yeah, we're the third party.
We are a third party. We're joining, we're third wheeling along this conversation, and we're going to let you know the British one. As always, I mean, we've checked it out quite a few times, haven't we? Love the content. Hopefully you guys do love our reactions.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. Hopefully you do. Links in the description. Also, what is in the description?
The link to the GoFundMe page for our trip to America.
Because we want to say thank you so much. We're gonna keep pushing it because we kind of have our hearts set a little bit on April now, because I think about 2,500 has been raised, which is absolutely mental. And thank you to everybody who has donated. And if it keeps tracking along the way it's tracking,
we can go in April. With
us funding it a little bit as well, with the savings we're going to have, we should be able to go in April and not have to wait till 2025. So we want to say thank you so much. That's only obviously if it keeps tracking. If you can't afford it to donate or whatever, please don't. It's only for people who've asked us and they want to, and then hopefully we'll get a good fan meet up there as well. And we're super excited because we just did an American video, didn't we?
Yes.
A food one. It's like, oh, we want to give that a go. You've just seen that before. Right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Inside the home, Germany versus USA, Feli from Germany. What have we got?
Ooh, that's my favorite sitcom. Well, that's just unrealistic that the characters always just walk in through the front door. I mean, how can they open it without a key? Oh my god, now they're climbing through the air vents. Let's do that too, that's the best prank. Oh, wait. We're in Germany, we can't do that. Why, you ask?
Yeah, we
can't,
because
German houses and American houses are pretty different.
That is a thing, like on American TV.
Yeah.
By the way, we haven't blurred that. It's a history of her channel.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my...
I've just remembered, these can sometimes be a bit nitpicky with, they're different, which is nice. It's not the same repeated stuff. You see it on TV all the time, like kids programs. They're climbing through the AC vents, aren't they?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You never seen it, like from the big silver vents and they're going around?
No, I was thinking of the dumb weights. I feel like there are a lot in American house or like older houses, but I feel like I've seen them in American movies. You know where you like at the bottom you could put food on and send it up.
Oh, like the false weight and the dummy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know if many have them. How many houses in America have like the fake waiter? You were right on the name of it. I forgot what it is.
Dumb weight or something.
Dumb weight.
I don't know.
Like
That's what I was thinking of when I thought about it. I don't know why I thought of that.
No, I think we're talking about just the vents, and you see them like in movies,
like,
and they get really hot sometimes.
Listening through,
and sneaking around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with it.
YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but have been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. Today, I'm going to take you on a little tour through German and American homes. For those of you who don't know this, the very first time I ever came to the US was in 2010, so 10 years ago, and it was for a high school exchange between the sister cities of Munich and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Students from different high schools were selected to participate in this, and I got very lucky, and together with one other German girl, I stayed with an American family for 2 weeks here in Cincinnati.
Must have been a mad experience.
And when you arrive in a new country where you've never been before, after such a long flight, you're totally overwhelmed by the whole situation. But I do remember that I noticed a lot of differences about the house that first night. And since then, I've discovered many more things, of course, and I've been wanting to make a video about all of the differences on houses ever since I started this channel, but for some reason I haven't yet, so here we go. I made a list of 13 things that I'll go through in this video, and of course every house and apartment is different both in Germany and the US, and people can design it however they want and install different features, but these are differences that you'll see when you compare the majority of German homes to the majority of American
There's
homes.
always common standouts in there. Doors,
right when you enter the house, you'll notice a big difference, and that's the front door. In Germany, they're usually a lot thicker than in the US and have a seal that makes them more soundproof but also helps with insulation, and you'll find those seals at most doors inside the home as well in Germany. The front doors that I've seen in the US so far were rather thin compared to that and never had a seal.
Also,
and this is what I've mentioned.
Our front doors are more American.
I think UK doors are more American, Jersey doors as well.
Yeah, our doors like that.
I think in our flat though we've got a little bit of a fluffy seal, but I think that's because we're in a flat for soundproofing.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like the houses I've lived in. They've always been.
I think
like
American.
my mum's house the
American.
exact same as that American.
I think my dad's as well.
And so's mum's.
Yeah, I think we're more American. Apart from in flats, I think that's just it might be the same in America as well. I think we have the seals
Just more
in
for
flats
sound, I
for
think.
soundproofing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
We
Yeah.
don't have seals in our home door, like in our doors in the hallway.
No, we
Our
don't.
bedroom door is just like the
Oh yeah,
American one.
I think we're
just-
just talking about front doors though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No, she
interesting.
said in the house as well. in
Oh,
Germany.
okay. Oh wow, there we go.
In the intro, in Germany, you won't find a doorknob or handle on the outside of the front door, so even if the door is unlocked, you won't be able to open it once it's shut unless you have the key.
That's
Which
getting
brings
more
me
common
to
in
another
the
point,
UK.
and that is
Those big doors, like with the one handle.
Yeah, they're getting
Like
more,
the
but like
pull-
more modern doors, aren't
They're
they?
just fancier.
Yeah, they're getting
I
more.
thought
common.
that was. Oh, but I think Americans have the knobs, don't they?
Yeah, this is going to be a long
that
video.
most of the locks I've seen here are a little different from the standard locks in Germany. Where I live here in the US, we have this kind of lock at the front door, but also inside on bedroom doors. The key is a little smaller and thinner than the ones in Germany, and for German locks, you usually just turn it around once or several times depending on the lock, and then just pull out the key like that. But in the US, I found that you have to turn the key back before you can pull it out.
Oh, wow.
And then in
Oh.
Germany, since there's no doorknob, you turn the key a little further and push the door open at the same time, while in the US, you can just open it like a normal door once it's unlocked.
Bit both.
It's
At least
50-50.
that's how it is
Yeah,
for
in the
most
UK.
doors. I know that for some doors in the US, you can also switch it to being locked automatically once you close it. Then, after you've entered, you'll notice the next difference right away. In Germany, the first place you find yourself when you enter a house or an apartment is usually the Flur or Diele, the hallway or foyer.
Okay.
That's usually where you take off your shoes, which you should do in Germany, as I've mentioned in another video before, and from there you'll get to the different rooms. In the US, you enter the home right into the living room in most cases, so like you open the door and you're already in the living room. The Germans among you probably know this from American shows and movies, like
Yeah,
if you just think
true.
of sitcoms like Full House or
Friends.
How I Met Your
Friends.
Mother or other
They don't tend to
sitcoms.
have like
There's
hallways, do they? They
No.
tend to just go in. It's like all open plan, which I love that.
You know what?
I like
actually-
that in a house. I don't like that in a flat.
No, I prefer a hallway. It just separates it.
I don't know. I like the open plan in a house.
But in the UK, I think houses always a hallway. Not always, but majority is hallway. And then I think open plan is becoming more and more common in apartments because you don't waste the
Yeah.
space in the hallway.
And I think if you build your own house, I think people tend to not put a hallway in their own house.
Yeah, maybe on that, maybe.
It's never a hallway. Some places do have some kind of entrance area, but it's usually more open than a German Flur. In general, German homes tend to be a little less open than American homes. The trend is going more towards open rooms, but traditionally, the hallway is its own room pretty much, with doors to all the other rooms. Like the kitchen has its own door and is its own room, the living room is its own room, and so on. While in the US, it's pretty common that the kitchen, the living room, and the dining area, if there is one, are all open and pretty much one big room.
Okay. I think it's just more modern.
Now
that,
let's
isn't
get
it?
to heating and cooling. In Germany, it's very uncommon for normal houses and apartments to have air conditioning.
Same.
We do have it at stores, some office buildings, and definitely in our cars,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've ever seen a German home with air conditioning. So how do we keep our places cool? Well, first of all, it doesn't get as hot and humid in Germany as it does in a lot of parts of the US, but in the summer, temperatures do go up to around 35 degrees Celsius. It's
Oh,
helpful
wow.
that our walls are a lot
Germany.
bigger and better insulated than they are at a lot of American homes, so the heat doesn't come inside as quickly. But besides that, we just suffer and use a combined strategy of fans, opening our windows at night, and we'll
That
get to the
fan.
fa-
Oh my god, we have that
If
fan.
you are pregnant and it is 40, you are 40 weeks pregnant and it was 30 degrees, that fan
does
blows you
blow.
away.
It's loud. but
It's
who
loud,
cares?
but who cares when...
That's the fun we had.
That is the
we
fan
had
I
two of
used
them.
when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
That-
Same in UK though, innit? We get 1 or 2 days, which is unbearable heat. I guess maybe a week
And
unbearable.
and everyone says, "Oh, it's not like the US." It is unbearable because we're not used to it.
Yeah,
It
but
actually
then,
is. It is horrific.
But it's only a week, so it's like we don't need. We have one. We have two
Although
red
when
fans for it.
I think the whole summer for me,
You
I just
needed
was
it.
hotter anyway. So
Yeah.
I was already like 10 degrees hotter than what I would have
Definitely.
been.
But if we were in the
usually.
US, we definitely would have aircon.
Yeah, I think we will be in April.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
famous German windows in a second, and closing the curtains and blinds during the day. In the US, however, it's very common for a place to have central air conditioning, which means that there's a thermostat somewhere and there will be these air vents that I mentioned in the intro, and through those the cold air will be blown into the different rooms. And in the winter it's simply hot air instead, so that's the cooling system and the heating system at the same time, which also means that you won't see these things in the US a lot. In Germany, that's the main way of heating. You'll usually find these radiators in every room with an individual temperature control. I've
That's
seen
what
a
the
few
UK
of
have.
these in American
We've
homes
got
as
a nicer
well,
looking
but
radiator.
as I said, when there's central AC with air vents, those are usually used for both heating and cooling.
Okay.
And places that don't have central AC often install these little window AC units. And I've mentioned a few times before that Germans often think that Americans totally overdo the whole AC game and that it's often way too cold. And I'm going to make a whole video addressing this. But yes, Germans just aren't a big fan of having air blown into their rooms, while Americans seem to not be able to live without that. And that brings me to the next point, and that is ceiling fans.
Yeah.
These
So
are also
American.
pretty standard in the
So American. I've seen a few homes in the UK what have them, but it's rare.
It's more the old-fashioned homes, I feel like.
Yeah.
The olden homes have those.
But again, I guess ceiling fan is just like the aircon debate. It's the exact same as the aircon thing, isn't it? Just it doesn't heat, I guess.
Yeah.
US, and I've never seen one in Germany, but I actually think they're awesome. Not every place in the US has these, but a lot of places do. They're usually connected to the ceiling light with their own on and off switch, and they just help make the air circulate a little when it's hot. I love this especially for working out at home, and you don't have to have an extra fan in your room. And now let's get to windows. The famous German windows are very different to the ones you'll find in America, because here all you can do is slide your window up and down, and they usually have a second slide thing that's a bug screen, but that's really all you can do. And honestly, opening these windows doesn't get a lot of air inside. Like, I
Okay.
often open up both windows in my rooms and there's still no air circulation really. German windows, on the other hand, are perfect for that. Germans are also pretty obsessed with Stoßlüften, but German windows are
Okay.
perfect because they usually have 3 different modes. You can open them like a door, which
Owls
lets
do
a
that.
lot of air in. You
Yep.
can tilt them like
Owls
this,
do that too.
which also lets some air
Some
in.
of them.
A
Or
lounge one.
you can
Yeah.
close them.
I'm saying.
And they also usually come with a seal, just like the doors, but they don't come with. I always had one in front of my window as a kid.
Our living room does
Well, yeah, our
all
living
that.
window does all three, yeah.
the same.
I feel like the American windows, which I didn't realise that was the most common, is kind of like on our heritage buildings. You'd
Yeah.
see the sash kind of window on a heritage building, wouldn't you?
Yeah, houses
Townhouses as well. I
and
guess.
flats, I think, are definitely more either open or they push out,
Yeah, more
So the
modern
in-
are definitely pushing it out.
or yeah, they don't tend to open like that.
No, we got a few in town, definitely a few old school ones in town and heritage buildings, but sash windows are not as common. Not as common anymore.
Americans like to complain about, but you can always install one. Like, I always had one in front of my window as a kid. What a lot of
Nice,
German
okay.
windows do come with, though, are outdoor blinds or shutters. They're built into the wall and you can close them from the inside
Oh,
like this.
externally.
And not only do they darken the room almost entirely, but they also help with the insulation part. Super
Wow.
handy in my opinion. Sometimes they're also electric, like this one in my room, but at some windows you'll also just find regular indoor blinds or curtains like you do in the US.
Okay.
This
we
one is
just
a
have
pretty
curtains or
big
blinds,
one in
don't we?
everyday life. American homes usually have built-in closets in the bedrooms. They can have different sizes, some of them are walk-in closets, but the least you'll see is usually something like this. So you'll have a door that looks just like a normal room door, and then there's shelves and a clothing rack inside, and they're not taking up any space in your actual room usually because they're built into the wall. This
Okay.
is usually one of the most shocking
Like the UK.
realizations for
Yeah.
Americans, but those are not a thing in Germany.
Oh,
Our
no,
bedrooms
sorry,
are
not,
usually-
not like the UK. We do have some of them.
Yeah.
Most of the UK, what I'm on about is a wardrobe which you have to build IKEA-wise.
Yeah, I can't comment on that because I've only ever lived in houses where I've had a built-in
Built-in
wardrobe.
wardrobe, but like that, never a walk-in.
But then I think about at your dad's house.
Yeah, my dad's.
your bedroom and your sister's bedroom there.
I would say a solid 80% of UK houses are you have to go to IKEA, buy a wardrobe, put them in.
See, I've only lived in houses that have had built-in wardrobes.
And then I'd say about 15% are like yours, where there's a built-in wardrobe where you can open it, you can see in it, grab something. And then I'd say about 5%, this is just me spitballing, 5% is you can actually walk in with rich people. Whereas you guys could just walk into a lot of your cupboards.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Yeah.
Just empty rooms when we move in, no built-in closet, so you'll have to buy a wardrobe. A lot of them are just standalone pieces of furniture
like
in your room, but some people also invest in a built-in wardrobe that's fitted exactly into your room. I used to have one of those in my bedroom in Germany.
That's like
under
your
the
bedroom
roof.
and your mum's.
Yeah.
This is a small one, but when walking through the house, you'll notice that light switches are different as well. In the US, most light switches look like this, while in Germany, they're usually much bigger and are either one that you can tilt or that you can press. Also, doors in the US usually have door knobs throughout the...
I mean, I didn't realise they were always German. Like, we have kind of like an in-between, don't we? Kind of like...
Yeah, that German one, though, your mum has one of her in her bathroom.
Yeah, and that's... The German one reminds me of, like, when you go to a public restroom and you can put it on. It's like a timer one, and you just put it on.
Ours are in between. Ours are just...
I may remember to insert a picture here. I may not. But if I do...
If not, just Google UK.
This is our common light switch. There's one over there. But
you can't even see it.
The video is just blocking it. Sorry. I may insert one right here. Or here. I may forget.
Or just Google UK light switch.
Yeah, I may forget.
Well, in Germany, we mainly have door handles. Some places in the US do have handles as well, but when they do, the handles usually feel very different than the ones in Germany, so it's not the same handles.
Okay.
We usually have handles.
Yeah, we have handles. Oh, our outlets are different as well.
They don't have like any of those.
Yeah, I'll put
Okay,
our
let's
outlet
move
on
into the
screen.
bathroom. If you've seen my video about peeing differences, you know that I mentioned how different bathrooms are and that I'm going to dedicate a whole video to that topic. So I'll just mention a few things in this one. One big one is that in a lot of older homes in Germany, the bathroom light switch is on the outside of the bathroom.
Okay.
This used to be a safety regulation
Yep.
in Germany back in the day, and you'll still see this a lot, but it's super annoying, really. Not only because you'll have to remember to switch the light on before you go in, but also because people mess with you and turn the light off while you're inside.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
That's when you have
I used to do that with my
siblings.
sibling.
Yeah, when you've got siblings. Archie may find that out in the future. It is annoying.
Yeah, you might not even get a sibling. It might just be you.
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, oh,
I don't think you really need to wait
don't
for a
miss the
sibling.
toilet.
inside the bathrooms, let's talk about showers for a second. In the US, most showers I've seen so far in homes, but also in hotels, and whether it's a bathtub with a shower or just a shower, have a fixed shower head. You can usually adjust the angle a little, but you can't move it, which, coming from Germany, I find super annoying because you can't get water to all parts of the tub or shower, which especially sucks if you want to clean it. In Germany, we usually have a handheld shower head that's detachable, which I personally just think is much more practical because you can take the water wherever you need it, basically, and if you don't want to get your hair wet, you can move it down quite a bit too. And then
Well, hear us out because we have both.
Yeah, most places have both. No,
We get
old-fashioned don't. They just have the Germany
majority.
one.
I'd say
Most have
90%
both.
of houses in the UK have a fixed one and a handheld one on the same.
I'd say a lot. I'd say it's about 50-50.
How would you clean it if you just
Well,
had
no, because I think a lot in the UK have, because with the issue is with the handheld one, you can still station it. Like in hotels, you only go to a hotel and it's still the handheld you use. I'd say it's probably 50-50 in the UK.
Oh, we've just been lucky.
I think we've just been. I think a couple like my mum's old house.
To be fair, my
One of
mum's
my
old
dad's-
house only had a. I used to have baths all the time, but that's why I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is actually just for one shower, but you use it as a shower head and that. But where we are, we've got both.
Yeah, very.
We are very lucky. We have both.
We've not appreciated our bathroom as much.
And one other difference of many in the bathroom is the toilets. American toilets, in a lot of cases, not every toilet, but a lot of them, have a lot of water in the bowl.
Oh, I've heard
so
this
it's
before.
very high, while in Germany it's usually really
We
low.
like that.
Some old German toilets also have a shelf like this in the toilet, which seems to be one of the most popular topics to talk about in the comments, but that's really not all that common anymore.
Okay.
And American
just a
toilets
different
also
shape, I
usually
guess.
have
Oh,
this
yeah.
old-fashioned toilet tank and a flushing lever like this. I've seen this even in pretty new homes. Well,
That's
in Germany,
pretty
we oftentimes
common,
have
yeah.
a button to flush, and lots of toilets have a big and a small one,
I
depending
think
on
they're 50-50 again.
Just how modern your
Yeah,
house
I
is.
think it's 50-50.
Yeah,
how
same.
much water you need to flush. But also in modern German bathrooms, you often don't even see the toilet tank anymore
don't have one.
because
Yeah, it can
it's
be wall
built
hung.
into the
That's
wall,
ours,
and all you see
pretty much.
is a push button in the wall to flush.
Yeah.
One last difference in the bathroom that I want to mention in this video is that I feel like even in newer bathrooms in the US, you hardly ever see just one faucet handle to control the temperature at the sink. They're called Mischbatterie in German and are very common in Germany, but in the US you usually have a separate hot water and
Oh.
cold water handle.
Oh.
So once again, it seems a little
Let us know on this one.
So I used to have that at my bath at my mum's,
Yeah.
but not at the tap. But I have seen that before.
Yeah, but I always thought America had the one tap. Oh, Archie, we're going to be back because Archie is fussing.
He's asleep.
He is asleep. He's just making noises, so I'm going to go and check on him. But I always thought American were one tap, and then we were old-fashioned UK houses had what's on the right.
But
and
maybe
then
Germany's
we're now-
not.
I don't. Yeah, but I always thought the US was like the Germany one there. Let us know in the comments what
Yeah,
you
I
think,
dunno.
because I always thought the US was like the Germany one, and then the UK was like what they're showing as the US one in old-fashioned houses.
Yeah.
We currently have what's on the left, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let us know in the comments on that one because I thought it was different.
Yeah.
Let us know.
We can carry on because he's
Oh.
just asleep anyway.
There you go. He's just making
noises in
noises.
his sleep.
We will carry
more
on.
old-fashioned than in Germany. Moving into the kitchen, one big difference is the fridge. American fridges are usually much bigger than German ones,
Yeah.
just like a
We
lot
call
of
it
things are
American
bigger in the
fridge.
US. A lot of them have a water and ice dispenser
I
like
will get
this,
one of them.
and oftentimes they have a separate door for the freezer. Sometimes it's also just like a big thing on top of the fridge. German fridges usually don't have a dispenser like that. They're smaller and the freezer is either a little part inside the fridge or it's underneath it, and it usually comes with drawers, which I've only seen a couple of times
Yeah.
in the US.
That's
One
ours.
thing that
That's
I
the
find
UK one.
super handy in the US is the garbage disposal. A lot of kitchens have one, and it's like a grinder built into
Yeah,
the
we don't have that
sink. I mean,
anywhere.
I don't put
Jealous.
waste in there on purpose, but if food leftovers have found their way into the drain and it's clogging up, I do find it practical that you can just turn on the garbage disposal and the problem is solved. And one more thing I want to mention about kitchens is the stove. In Germany, most stoves are regular electric stoves or induction stoves nowadays, which do exist in the US, but a lot of stoves here are either electric coil stoves or gas stoves. That's
Okay.
actually the most common one I've seen around here, and you hardly ever see that in Germany unless the owner is like a really passionate cook or it's a really old house.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
50-50,
quite
I think.
interesting.
Again,
in the
yeah.
UK.
Old house, I'd say. So my dad used to have gas. Now he's got electric.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think more modern kitchens go electric.
definitely.
Old ones gas, I think.
Yeah.
This one I just want to mention very briefly because in some German apartments you'll also find the washer in the kitchen, which is usually
UK
because
as well.
there's no space anywhere else in the place. You'll also often find it in the bathroom, and especially in apartments there's oftentimes no dryer. That's because Germans mainly air dry their clothes, which is why you'll definitely see drying racks like these
We
in
do the
German
same.
homes. Bigger places usually do have a dryer, but we don't use that for our regular clothes a lot, so laundry rooms usually always have drying racks or a clothesline rope set up.
Yeah,
when I
we
first
do.
moved here for a longer period of time, I was really confused to find a washer and dryer in most places, but zero space to hang up my clothes. But Americans simply don't do that as much as we do in Germany.
Lord.
One difference that you'll notice when you walk through a German or an American home is the floors. In American homes, you'll see a lot of carpet, which I love personally.
Okay.
And in a lot of cases, it's this pretty thick, fluffy
love
carpet
carpet.
too. You
Yeah.
don't see that in German houses a lot. Most homes don't have carpet at all. Instead, we have tiles and wooden floors typically.
Okay.
But even when Americans have wooden floors, they're usually different than they are in Germany, where parquet is one of the most common floors, or the cheaper fake version laminate floor. In
Okay.
the US, the hardwood floors usually look a little different, like the structure is different
looks
and they're
American on
usually
the right,
much
doesn't
darker
it?
than parquet floor. And from what I understand, they're also made differently. Overall, I
I
found that
don't know.
Americans
I've only really been. Mine have mainly been carpeted.
Yeah, in the UK,
Like
for
stairs and
me,
things like that. Always been carpeted.
I've always been whole kitchen, hallway. This isn't always, but kitchen, hallway, or
Bathrooms.
wood or laminate, and then bathrooms, tile, lounge, bedrooms, stuff like that, carpet,
Stairs. I've always
stairs, carpet.
In fact, my mum's, we had carpet in the hallway.
My mum has wooden stairs at the moment.
Yeah, but she's got a carpet. Your mum's got
Yeah,
feature.
it's a weird stairs.
I think your mum-
wooden downstairs, but carpets in the lounge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it mix it up in the UK.
Yeah.
We
I
can't
think it
speak
just
for everyone,
depends on
obviously.
people's
Preference,
opinion.
I guess. Yeah.
Have a preference for darker wood in their floors and furniture, while Germans use lighter colored wood for a lot of that. And last but not least, let's talk about the exterior really quick. This varies a lot in Germany and the US, of course, but when it comes to apartments, one main difference is that in Germany, we always have our full name outside on the doorbell, the mailbox, and the actual apartment door, while in the US, it's usually just an apartment number, and that's part of your address. When it comes
Okay.
to houses, American houses often have the typical front yard and porch, and everything is very open, while in Germany, porches aren't really a thing, and we don't really have those big front yards either. Instead, you'll see a lot of fences and hedges in Germany. Things typically aren't really open like they are in the US.
Like UK.
And
Yeah.
overall, we just have a lot less space in Germany. And especially in a lot of German cities, housing and just space in general is pretty expensive, and people are glad to even have a balcony. A yard is really a dream come true, but then when they do have one, a lot of yards, especially in cities, are right next to the neighbor's yard. Just to give you an idea, in Munich, which is one of the most expensive cities in Germany, so keep that in mind. But in Munich, I can maybe buy a tiny studio apartment for the same price that I can buy a nice house here in Cincinnati
Same as
with a
Jersey.
yard
Yeah,
and a
same as
porch and
Jersey.
everything. Of course, it's like that in the big American cities as well, but the whole density thing and space as luxury is just a little more common in Germany.
Yeah, same over here. That was good. Enjoyable.
Yeah, it was
Oh, wait,
good.
I think that's it.
Of course, there are many more differences that I could have mentioned here.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments. I think she's going to say. Obviously, her link is Feli's link is in the description, so go and check
Yeah.
her out. That's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few similarities between Germany, a few similarities between America for us.
Yeah, differences between Germany as well and the US. I don't think we need to say much else. I think we comment.
Yeah.
It's a long video
In
because
the
we
video, yeah.
commented on everything. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you made it this far, absolute legend. Smash that button, smash that subscribe button. I will quickly remind you about the GoFundMe we started. Mentioned at the beginning. That'll be in the link and the pinned comment. And what should we do?
Have a fantastic
And
day.
we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.